Hey, so for Project Nomad, I was expecting to maybe do cross country and whatnot, but I don't think it's going to be all that. What I did order though was a cooler, just in case I find myself in financial straits and perhaps I don't want to be spending money or have no way to pay for room and board. If I'm going to be on the road for an extended amount of time, I figured let me get a cooler. You know, if I'm not going to be eating like roadside garbage food, like, McDonald's every day, or we'll pull over for a quick bite to eat, like a typical boomer, I figured, I'll pack steaks. I got a little griddle that'll run off the car AC. And I says, okay, you're going to need a cooler for some things. If I decide to do milk, probably wouldn't do milk on the road, but like steaks, if, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to buy steaks every day. It's like, okay, I bought steaks yesterday, but we packed them, and at least they're in a cool, dry place. At the very least, you know what I mean? You can leave a steak out for a little bit of time, not recommended. Chicken is like, no way. So, anyways, I bought a little Klein cooler, and what sold me on this one was 300 pounds sitting capacity. So not only is it a cooler, but it doubles as a seat. They designed it as a seat as well. So I'm just showing you what we got here. Now it looks like this here is a spot for your ice pack. And I think I have one in the freezer. It's like, so you put your ice pack in there, and you're not really messing around with, loose ice or whatever. Put the ice in the cooler, then the beer's in the ice, and then you got water drainage everywhere. So it looks like this compartment here would be nice for an ice pack. And I think that's probably exactly what it's for. The problem with an ice pack is how do you, without a fridge, how do you, I'll be using ice anyways with that. But still, if like you're a stable thing, using it for every day for work, you put your ice pack in there, back in the freezer, and then you put it back in the morning, and you got like your lunch or whatever is being kept cool. I never really done that. Like, I've never really had an issue with like a hot sandwich or something like that. You know what I mean? I've never been like a high performance construction worker where like, I need my sandwich. My sandwich has to be perfectly chilled to maintain my proper my optimal performance. So it looks like, thick walls on this. There's a lot of plastic on this. It's probably a little bit bigger than the purposes I need it for, but it's pretty cool. It looks like a button, but it's not. And then it's got like the basic lid. And like I said, the major selling point was, it's a campground seat. I can sit on this thing and shave up. I guess even with the phone, I could use the phone to trim, to trim my beard or whatnot while sitting on this cooler and in the morning dew before my travels. Wherever I may find myself. I mean, I don't expect to be camping out heavy like that, but you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. I might get to where I'm going and decide that's not the place for me, and I don't want to be spending all my money on the road. I can't be spending my money, like all my money on the road, if I have no income coming in. So, things. If it's going to be nomadic in any sense of the word, it'd be beneficial to keep the cost low, and a little travel cooler will definitely keep the cost low. It's not like I'm outfitted with a giant RV. So coolers are like standard fare for camping, and it's not like family size cooler. It's definitely for smaller things. It says you can hold 12 beers or something like that. I'm not a big drinker. I don't think a beer is ever going to go in there, but you never know. But I mean, if there is, if I get like a regular basic bitch-ass job temporarily or some such like this, hey, he's got a cooler, at least I realize some things about how consistent manual labor is supposed to go, If there's manual labor jobs afoot out there that, an offer, seems like it'd be a good gig, but it's outdoors, or you'll be in the woods you know what I mean? You'll be in the woods, you'll be in a tunnel, you'll be someplace where there's no food. So bring your own food. Always good to have a small little cooler or like a little lunchbox, and that'll be like my lunchbox, so to speak. You can put that under your desk. Klein tools, it's got the yellow thing. You could use it as a safety implement. And yeah, that'll be my review. I'm happy with it. I think it's a nice thing. I don't know if it's waterproof, but it looks like you could beat it up a little bit. It looks like you could use it as a fucking toolbox, honestly. Is actually what it looks like. It looks like a legit, like, toolbox slash, I mean, it looks more like a toolbox than a lunchbox. It may wind up serving as more of a toolbox than a lunchbox, but we'll see. We shall see.